Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here again at Dogecoin, double checking a couple of things. You got to recognize Dogecoin is running fairly synonymous with Bitcoin. It's got a very similar pattern, but there's also differences in key level supports and resistances we want to be mindful of. So make sure you kind of stick through to the end and make sure you understand a little bit more specifically about what we need to do here with this coin and why it's important to recognize those things. Quick congrats to our community members. Nice profits from Dogecoin, good 20% there in 8 hours. Also took some profits from Bluzelle at 24% in 10 hours. And again, I'd like to share that with you. And you may not be like overly excited about 20%, but I can tell you what, folks, every percent adds up. And those of you who try to just shoot for massive gains, you're going to find massive losses too along the way. So just please be very, very careful in the advice that you follow, because there's a lot of folks that, 50, 30, 100x leverage is like a common thing for them. If you like gambling, I would say go for it. If you are more conservative and you want to just learn how to be a trader for a lifetime, then I would say you're probably sticking in the right place. So comment below, like, subscribe, follow, deeply appreciate that. And let's get our learn on here. So taking a quick look at the last 7 days of Dogecoin, let's go ahead and pull up the right chart. That'd be a little bit better, more descriptive. And if we take a look here, we can see massive amount of liquidation at about 18 cents even, okay? Now, that happened because the price went down that low when Bitcoin pulled down to that low 67K range. So is that going to be swept again because it's a heavy concentration? Yes and no. If we lose key level supports, we have a ton of support in this range here between 18.5 and 19.5, if I'm not mistaken. We're in a pretty good shape here to see the price continue to further up. Okay, there's a lot of confirming factors why it should continue as well. Either way, we got some late shorts here as well in the 20.5 upwards of 21 cents mark. Okay, so those are also equally as likely to get swept. We're kind of smack dab in the middle. While there's more to the downside, there's also a lot of support between now and then. Not a lot of support in the upper areas here or resistances, okay? So let's talk about that. So quickly to note, again, synonymous with Bitcoin, fairly well, yeah. It's definitely something to recognize. However, we take a look at the daily time frame, things are different in the overall sense of moving averages and RSI. So to quickly clarify, we are over the 20 SMA. We've been above that for roughly last 7, honestly, we've been above it the entire time. We have this nice ascending trend. We're in good shape there. More recent daily candlestick or previous monthly candlestick closure at about 18.9. It's also a very important level. So again, round number 19 cents, heavy amount of support. We can also take a look here as well that we are over 50 in the RSI. Money flow index is right there with it. While it is pulling back, that's very normal for the price action because of how high it came up in such a short amount of time. So it's going to happen when you have a massive dip like this. It's going to pull back. Either way you look at it, we don't look at that one metric, but the truth is we do see stochastic RSI swinging down as well, and MACD is still diverging. So the daily time frame is not phenomenal. There's no way to sugarcoat it, but it is likely still above a good key level supports and more likely to sustain its current price action because the money flow index is still remaining high. You can see this in smaller time frames, but more important here, 50 on the RSI, that is the most important thing. I know it seems crazy to rely on RSI so heavy, and that's not like my only indicator, but I would say that it's a firm indication that you're on the right side of tracks, specifically on the daily and the 4-hour time frame. So as a quickly note on the 4-hour time frame where we're at here, we did tentatively lose. We are actually down below the 50 on the RSI on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so this is not a fantastic sign. That implies we have a shift in momentum, but a lot of that occurred because of how strong the price pulled back here to consolidate this 0.382 fib level to about 19.2. So what does that mean for us here? Well, that implies that we are tentatively on the wrong side of tracks here on the 4-hour time frame. What that basically means is that with us being, having a MACD divergence, stochastic divergence, and losing 50 in the RSI, this lets us know that the momentum has shifted from bullish to bearish. So that's exactly why we got in and got out of our trade, because again, the recommendation for my community is to adjust your stop loss to break even once you take profit. So the likelihood of that all happening has already happened. Actually, it has because we got in, I think, about 19.5. So we're good to go in that sense, but that's why you secure profits in this market, folks, because the price action can pull back on you. What I'm getting at here is a 4-hour time frame. It doesn't look super bullish. It's breaking bearish, hasn't fully broken bearish yet, just because of the simple fact that we're still on this ascending trend line, and that even though the 4-hour time frame reflects like we have a shift in momentum, we're still in decent shape because we are effectively establishing higher lows so far. So this higher low is higher than this. we do not lose 0.382 fib level and close below 19.2 or 19 even as a round number, then we're going to be in good shape to still continue to establish higher lows. And that's an important trend reversal tool to be able to identify we're on the right side of the tracks. So again, bearish divergences on the 4 hour, yes. Are we below this point of control? Yes. However, we haven't established lower lows yet, and that's an important thing to recognize because we could be working ourselves into a wedge, which can effectively break to the upside depending on other circumstances. All right, having said all that, let's go ahead and quickly verify the cloud. This is kind of a confirming factor that I like to use, and we are tentatively above the cloud. We're kind of within. So the easy way to understand this is once we've broken above the upper lead, once we break into the cloud, we can consider this lower lead as support as well. Okay, so we got good support in the range of about 19.1, 19.2. So all the more reason why this is a likely bottom for us, and the price should continue higher. Keep in mind, if Bitcoin sells off, Dogecoin should too as well. Okay, but we got to recognize that there's a decent amount of support here at this lower level here, roughly at about 18.9. round number 19 cents, and we can see a ton of support there. And this is a massive support range because it was a previous resistance range. Now it's turned into a support range. So the general consensus here is that we've, until we lose like 18.2, we don't really have a reason to worry. Again, we're honoring the ascending trend line. All the macro looks pretty decent. The hourly is above average. It's not phenomenal by any stretch. And the 4 hour is diverging. So again, when you got all that combined together, that just is a recipe for no trade at all. But if you're going to consider a long position, you're more likely to find success on a long, again, pending Bitcoin does maintain 70,000, and you watch this trade closely. So don't just blindly jump into a long position right now. And now that we've taken profits and it's been over, once it's been over 24 hours, it's recommended just to avoid the trade altogether. Okay, I got that question earlier today in my community. Do we take your trade signals after they've been called and we didn't get in right away? Generally, no, but if it's within 24 hours, you can. However, we've already secured profits, so there's no reason to take the trade. Okay, that's generally the idea. Anyways, that's kind of where we're at here. Dogecoin is looking, I don't know, fair to middling, not excellent, but the macro is still decent. 4 hour is telling us it wants to shift momentum, but Bitcoin's also exuding similar behaviors. So if Bitcoin can maintain its level at 70K or higher today, or more importantly, 69.5, then we're going to be in pretty solid shape to see Dogecoin solidify itself at this support and continue higher, establishing higher lows, and ideally breaking through 20 cents even. That'd be awesome, because again, ultimately what we want to do is we want to break this trend. So let's go ahead and just draw this out here really quick for the chart. We can kind of see here where we're at for something we want to pay close attention to. This is generally the trend that we want to kind of break through. So again, we're still looking good, higher lows, but in a perfect world, we close above 20 cents here, and then the price continues to use this as a support and moves upwards. Okay, that's generally what's supposed to work out. Does trading always work out the way you want it to? No, but last night things worked out favorably for us in reaction to a Solana trade that didn't go our way, right? And hey, folks, you got to recognize good traders bounce back, you recover, you move on. If you take a stop loss, it's all part of the job. It secures the fact that you're not going to take a larger loss later. Look at it as a good thing. It's okay. Again, while we have triggered more stop losses this month than I'd like to think about, we're still in very, very good shape, right? We've offset that with a tremendous amount of shorts in our more recent longs. Absolutely still profitable for the month, but once more, it's a little bit messier of a month. You got to recognize Bitcoin halving coming up, everything is nonsense right now. So trading can be a little bit ridiculous. So low leverage, low position sizing, less trading in general, I think it's the best recommendation right now. Thank you so much, folks. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Look forward to seeing the next one. Do me a favor. Like, comment below if you haven't already. Make sure you join us over on Bitunix, phenomenal exchange, nice rewards. Use my link to register. And I can tell you this is really just awesome exchange. Highly recommend you check them out. Thanks again so much for watching, though. We'll look forward to seeing the next one. Thanks again. Take care.